Your girl Helly here, and in today's video, I want to talk a little bit and quite a lot actually about mental health during the pandemic. I don't think enough YouTubers are addressing mental health in this lockdown. I remember last year when lockdown started, people were talking more and more about mental health, and then the Sushant Singh Rajput passed away, and I feel the world has got so much worse ever since. And then the talk about mental health was really one of the hottest things in town. And then there was all these things about Bengalis being a witch, and the conversation about mental health died down. Around this point of time, one of my closest friends actually ended up taking her own life because of chronic depression, and ever since then I have taken therapy and really tried to understand my personal mental health. Ever since that event, my own mental health has also gone kind of downhill, and I have been taking therapy for almost 8 or 9 months now. And today's video may read quite a bit like notes from my own therapy, but in case any of you are struggling with your mental health, you know someone who is struggling with their mental health, I highly encourage you tell them about resources like Mind Tribe and other websites. I'll link them in the description, which have free sessions or very affordable sessions. For Mind Tribe, I know that their first session is always free, and that is something that is going to be very accessible for some of you. So I'll leave the link down in the description below. If it's not sponsored, I just feel that more people should know about these resources. Talking about mental health, I remember one of the activities my therapist asked me to do when I told her that most of the days I'm just too down, was to list down 10 things that I actually loved. And you might actually do this exercise as well. Write down about 10 activities or 10 things that will make you happy. Okay, and these can be like any activity. It can be like sitting on the terrace and watching the sunset. It can be reading a book. It can be just doing something very mundane as well. So list down 10 of these things. I still remember when we started talking, I could not list more than 2 things because it just didn't feel like anything would make me happy. And I guess that is the normal. Since the overwhelm of sadness all around us that we have been seeing during COVID, somewhere it feels so unfair to even feel happy because there's so many people suffering, and oftentimes it's our own family. One of my own relatives died last week, and at a situation like this, how are you supposed to maintain your inner calm and peace? It's just impossible in my opinion. So finding happiness during the times of COVID for most of us, I believe, has been very hard, and not without guilt for sure, considering there's so much suffering all around, and sometimes even within our own family. God forbid something like that happens to your family, and I hope that you are safe. But everything around us is very depressing, and staying happy, taking care of our mental health has become definitely a bad task. So yeah, I wasn't able to list down more than 2 things, but as we talked through the session, I could list down 10 things, and today I'm going to share a few of them with you, and I'm also going to probably talk about why these things make me happy, and also talk about a few things that I learned in therapy. Okay, so the first thing that I want to talk about is reading books. Okay, reading books makes me really happy and calm. Okay, I used to love watching art films, and I watched a lot of art films during the first 2 or 3 months of lockdown. But as time progressed, I just could not bring myself to concentrate anymore. Okay, and that I feel partially is because of the introduction of reels. Okay, I was never on TikTok. I never made a TikTok account, but with reels, I can feel my attention span lowering down. If you use apps where there's these 5 second, 15 second, 30 seconds videos, and even on YouTube, there's YouTube Shorts now, right? The apps are, dishing out feature after feature that reduce your attention span. We literally have the attention span of a goldfish now. So when you read a book, your mind has to stay in one place. All right, it makes you more focused, more concentrated, and somehow I feel that makes me happier than the chaos of 40 videos within 15 minutes on TikTok, or reels rather now. So that is something that I found myself doing even more and more. I really watch videos very rarely. If I do, they are like videos of true crime for 20-25 minutes. And yeah, I read a lot of books, and I feel like we need to move away from short term entertainment towards things that will facilitate our long term growth. So yes, that will be my first recommendation. This worked for me, doesn't mean it will work for you, but give it a try. Okay, yeah, if I didn't give this disclaimer, I should. Just because these things work for me doesn't mean this will work for you. In fact, it doesn't work for me all the time, right? I go through my own very very bad downs. But yeah, I try my best to keep myself sane. The next thing that really soothes me or calms me down is making a nice dish. Okay, and it doesn't have to be a dish with like very fancy ingredients. In fact, fancy ingredients usually are absolutely yuck. I made avocado toast last day. Avocado is so overrated, guys. Just don't try it. It tastes like coconut malai, except that it doesn't have coconut taste. So it's basically bland in taste and it's just thick. So yeah, that's how it is. It's absolutely disgusting. A lot of people told me that I should season it with other stuff. I don't know. I'm not spending so much money again. Anyway, coming back, just chopping out vegetables or ingredients in very small quantities and laying them out in a pattern on a plate, just that makes me happy for sure. Okay, this, I don't know, it's just a different form of therapy for me when I cook. So I'd love to do more of cooking. Sadly, I don't like being in heat, nor do I like washing dishes, so that kind of pulls me back. But anyway, cooking can definitely be a form of therapy for you. I remember when the lockdown started, a lot of people started cooking banana bread and dalgona coffee. I don't know where the craze started and why it died down, but definitely cooking is one way that I keep myself sane. It makes me creative and it makes me happy. The next way is taking a lot of courses, and I don't necessarily mean courses that are related to my work life, but also education, right? You know that I've graduated and I don't have any plans of further education for at least 1 or 2 years now. But Yale University has these beautiful open online courses that anyone can take, and I am taking their course on psychology right now. I have taken their course on American literature since 1945 last year, and I really loved that. It was brilliant, and I feel like Yale has done a very good job in making such knowledgeable and authentic courses available online through the internet, right? I think internet has done so many great things, and this is one of them. Why should you consider taking courses online, especially like courses like this? Knowledge and expansion of your mind are so important to anyone's life. If you don't know more today than you did yesterday, you are not living a full life. I remember watching this movie called Jules and Jim, and in this movie, I don't remember who said it, Jules or Jim, but they said something like, the future belongs to the curious. And I am such a believer in that fact that you need to be curious, you need to have a lot of mindset. I so hardly believe in that. I believe in that so hard. I believe that you need to be interested in your future and you need to be curious about your future to make a beautiful future for yourself. So yeah, that's why I would highly recommend that you take courses that will expand your mind, improve your future. You can take business courses only if you want to make more money, if it's for your career purposes. But honestly, take any course that makes you happy. If you want to take a course on global well-being, take it. If you want to take a course on being happy, on yoga, etc., just take it. Just be happy with the course that you're following. That's all I want for you. The next thing that makes me happy is this, all right? So basically, this belonged to my grandfather. As you guys know, last year I lost my grandfather, and So my grandfather always wanted this caravan thingy. It's like a big radio, but it was like worth 7 or 8 thousand. And my grandfather, being my grandfather, born before the independence, he did not want to spend 7 or 8 thousand on a radio. So he never got that big radio for himself. So last year when he got bedridden, I decided to get him this caravan, which is not the big caravan, because I know that he would have probably died if he saw me spending so much right then. So I got him the smaller version, and he was really happy, and he used to sleep in his bed and listen to these songs. So it has a lot of pre-installed songs. But another feature in this is that there's a Bluetooth, so it kind of acts like a speaker. So now that he's passed away, and this is kind of mine now, and it's really precious to me because my grandfather loved it so much. Okay, I don't want to tear up, but yeah. So what I do is basically listen to a lot of songs on this, because yeah, it makes me so happy. Especially at night, I have the habit of just turning off the lights in the room and playing the songs, turning this on, and the environment of the room becomes beautiful. I'll give you a sneak peek if you want. And the last thing that I've been doing that you might try out too is be a little vulnerable. Okay, I feel like for the longest time I have bottled up my emotions all the time. I've never shared how I feel with anyone, no matter what the circumstance. And partially because whenever I share my feelings with someone, my first thought in my mind is that I am burdening them with my worries. All right, and I don't want to do that. I don't want to be a burden to anyone. So since that process goes on in my mind, I don't share things with anyone. And I know that a lot of you don't share how you feel with people you're probably the closest to, because I don't know how you feel, but for me this is the feeling, so I don't share. And increasingly I've been sharing more with people. Yes, I still struggle with communicating how I truly feel. I tend to brush over the topics, but at least I find the courage in myself to lean in, to text someone if I'm very low and I need help. And yeah, I think that has been one of the major changes in the way I live and the way I approach close friends these days. And yes, I think these are the major changes that have happened in my life and that I want to continue being better at, so that I can take care of myself during these overwhelming times. And yes, I hope that some of these ways will help you a lot as well. Please take care of yourself. Please take care of your physical health as well. But I think people are so concerned about wearing masks, doing this, washing hands, that no one is really talking about the impact, the mental impact that all this is having on all of us. And I thought that I should fill that gap. I hope that you enjoyed today's video and you took away something from today's video. Your activity now, or your homework now, would be writing down about 10 things that will make you happy, 10 activities that will make you happy. And yes, I'll see you guys with another video next week. I hope that you enjoyed today's video. Till my next video, bye bye.